Hey guys, what's going on? This is Clark Knives here, back with another YouTube video. And today I'm going to be showing off a new Great Eastern cutlery knife that I acquired. This is a 15 pattern. The number is 15, 21, 25, and then you can see the STL that is signifying the steel liners. This is an antique autumn jigged bone. Pretty typical tube art. I would assume this might have been a store knife considering the barcode. I'm not too sure though. But anyways, as you can see, this is a pretty common tube art. I've had a couple of knives with the same tube. But anyways, 1, 5, 15 is the pattern number, 2 is the blade shape, 1 is the number of blades, and 25 is the year it's made. So this was from one of the most recent Great Eastern cutlery runs. I don't know if they made a 42, they made a 92, I think it is, at Eureka Jack. And then they made these 15s. I am not all up to date on all the runs, so I'm not just 100% sure if the 15 is the most recent or not. I don't really know. But I know they made this bone. They made a Mexican Bacote wood, I think is how you say it. And then I can't remember the other one they made, but they made another one. Yeah, that's the tube. Let me get this open. I don't have anything to open it, I don't think. Maybe I can, here, I got my little knife junk drawer over here, or junk jar, I guess. There we go. But it does come with a pin, and I don't guess these things come with wax paper anymore, because this one came with bubble wrap. I am the second owner. I bought this off of eBay, but I pretty much got it for the drop price. I think I paid like $15 to $20 more than what these things dropped for, so I'm not complaining at all. But here's the pin that it comes with, boys badge knife. I think it's really cool. You can't really tell, but it's kind of like of course it's a white pin, but the boys badge and the graphics on this is like a gold color. I think it's really cool. But yeah, that's the tube and everything like that. So we're gonna go ahead and get into showing the knife, just because I don't want to make this thing too long. So here is the knife, and it is no longer daytime, so you're not really getting natural light. You're just getting what my ceiling fan shows, but I'll try to get you as best look as possible. Here, I've got a lamp. Hang on. I want to show y'all the color of this knife, because it's not as dark as it looks. So I'm going to set this lamp up here. That's a little bit better. So y'all can see here that the knife is kind of a yellowish color. It's more brown, but it does have a yellowish tint to it. And once you get up to here, you can really tell that. But without the light, the knife just looks pretty dark. And I mean, most of the time it does look pretty dark, but if you're in real bright light, it kind of changes colors a little bit, which is really cool. But as you can see, it comes with satin bolsters, and I really haven't even carried this knife yet. I just put it in a slip and kind of carried it with me while I was at work in my pocket. I didn't even really get it out and look at it very much. I did look at it whenever I first got it through the mail, just to see if there was any major imperfections, which y'all know Great Eastern cutlery, there's hardly any ever that are, you know, too big that you can't live without. This one definitely does have a couple slight imperfections, but I mean, this is a work knife. I'm not worried about it at all. And honestly, it does not hurt the character of the knife at all. But Satin bolsters, which I really like. I really like the satin bolsters. It goes really well with the nickel silver pins, or silver pins. I don't know what these are. Stainless steel, but they are silver and not brass. And then of course nickel silver bolsters, satin finished. Steel liners. It is confirmed that these are carbon steel. I was talking to one of my really good buddies over on Instagram, and he asked one of the groups that he's in if they were stainless steel or carbon steel, and their carbon is what he ended up telling me. So I'm actually excited about that. I've got one other knife that has carbon steel liners, and that's actually my other 15 pattern, which is the Ancient Barlow in Muscadine. I did dye it. You can see that it's kind of a red color. You can see the red a little bit better like this. But anyways, let's see if I can show you. You can't really see it, but on some spots there are some patina. Here, hang on. You might be able to see it, I don't know. But there's patina on these liners as well. And actually, I don't know if you can see inside there, but I did have, there you go, there's a little bit of rust from whenever I dyed the bone. I guess I didn't wipe this whole thing inside here clear, or I didn't wipe it good enough, and the liners on the inside rust. And I'm pretty sure the bolsters, I'm not sure about this one, but the bolsters might be steel as well, because you can kind of see a little bit of a red pigmentation from where I didn't carry this thing for a couple days. And I guess I just neglected this knife, and it kind of got a little red on me here on the bolster. Now, I did not dunk this whole knife, I just dunked the bone. So this should not be red. So I'm thinking that these might be steel too, because they rusted on me a little bit. I kind of cleaned it up a little bit, but nothing bad. Nothing was bad at all. But anyways, that's besides the point. These liners will get a patina on them. And from what I heard, a lot of people don't like that. And a lot of people were kind of upset about that. But I'm not. I like it. And now I'm not judging. I'm not mad. Nothing like that. But a lot of the times whenever you get a Great Eastern cutlery, the pins are rounded. These pins are very flat. And if you can't really tell, like I said, these are such minor inconveniences that nobody of the normal deal would ever notice. And I'm pretty sure just a normal average Joe is not going to be buying a Great Eastern cutlery knife anyway, so whatever. But the pins are flat. I noticed that they're usually round, and I don't have another one in here besides this one, which this one's made to look rough. So I should have brought another one to kind of show and tell, but like I said, it's really nothing of the, it's not so important or so crazy that it's going to make you go nuts. But anyways, and then of course a little bit of a difference in the bone here. But I kind of like that. I really do kind of like that. All these things that are wrong with it just makes it my knife. I mean, I'm happy with it. It's going to make a great user. It does not hurt the integrity or the strength of this knife at all. And as a matter of fact, I think that this makes the knife a little bit stronger. It looks like somebody accidentally hammered on, or pressed the pins too much. But that's fine with me, because I know there's not going to be any gaps and these pins won't come loose. So, but that's enough yapping. I've been yapping for 8 minutes and I haven't even showed you the blade yet. But here's the blade. Let me wipe it clean. For some reason, this is like a very high polished satin finish, and it shows fingerprints and scratches like a son of a gun. But very cool spear point. There you can see the boy's badge knife. I'm not a big etch person. I don't like etches that much, to be honest with you. If I knew a way to get this off without patinaing it and then just cleaning it, I would kind of do it, because I like to see a patina without an edge. I don't know, it's just me. And then there you can see the GEC carbon 15, 21, 25, and a couple scratches. I don't know if that's for me or what, but whatever. And this thing has some good action. I mean, it's snappy. It's really good and snappy. Of course, I haven't, with these knives, I never even really check the quality control anymore, just because of the simple fact of I've had quite a few of these Great Eastern cutleries now, and I've never had one that has disappointed me. So, I mean, of course I did just initially look over it. I noticed the pins, and then I just kind of did this, and I noticed the bone. That was the only things that I ever noticed. I never checked to see if the blade wiggled or nothing like that. And I really wasn't worried about the snap, just because if it's got weak snap, it's not going to bother me that much. This one, this 15 kind of has weak action. I think that plays a good part in the Ancient though. So it never really bothered me. But as you can tell, it still has good action. But one thing that kind of freaks me out is whenever I use this knife for, 3 days, and then I go to one of my other Great Eastern cutleries and I'll about chop my finger off because it's so snappy. I forget how snappy these knives usually are. And one thing about this knife that I'm not a huge fan of is the nail nick. The nail nick is really far down in there, and you really have to dig your thumbnail in there, and the nail nick is very sharp. I don't know if you can see that, but right here, I've almost thought about taking a file and trying to get in on this little ridge here and sharpen that off, because, you can see it's very sharp. It'll take your thumbnail off for sure, but that's just that knife. Of course, you got your carbon steel blade. I love this thing. And the nice swedge. I just seen this on eBay and I was like, you know what? I haven't bought a knife in quite a long time. I want this thing. It's a good price. And this thing looks really, really classy. I mean, you have the Federal shield. You've got this nickel silver pins. You got the satin finished bolster, the steel liners, and of course the spear blade. That cannot get any more traditional or old school looking, I guess, than it can't get any more old school looking than this, in my opinion. Maybe adding a pin blade would make it a little bit more traditional, because from my point of view, all I've ever seen is like a spear point blade with a pin blade. I haven't really seen many single blades, but that's whatever. That's besides the point. But yeah, as far as this goes, I like this knife. It is very cool. I've really grown to like this 15 pattern. It just fits in the hand really well. As you can see, I can forefinger it and still have a little bit of room, so it's not too small, and you've almost got a little bit of a choil, especially on both of these knives. You can always kind of choke up on it a little bit. Let me see how long this knife is open. My little thing's backwards here. It is about 7 1/4 open. Not that you can really tell from this, but it's about 7 1/4 open, and then closed. I'm just having to look at this backwards. It is about 4.5 inches closed. Yeah, 4.5 inches. Here, I'll put this up here for y'all to see. 4.5 inches. 1, 2, 3. No, I'm doing that wrong. No, that's definitely right. What the heck? 1, 2, 3. What the heck? Am I going crazy? That's 4.5. I don't know what just happened to my video. I hate these phones. I really do. All right, let's do some math here. 1, 2, 3. 1. I'm not counting this one. I'm such an idiot. I was counting this. I wasn't counting 1, 2, 3, 4. I was counting 1, 2, 3. Anyways, that's why I have to have numbers. I am not a smart man. I never claimed to be. You can make fun of me all you want in the comments. Whatever. There's you a little bit of a laugh for the night. But I'm not going to keep this video on too much longer. I like this knife. if you like this knife, let me know in the comments. Great Eastern Cutlery, you did an amazing job on these. These are awesome. I'm glad you dropped another run of 15s. I think we were kind of due time for one. I haven't really seen many 15s come out. Ever since I started collecting Great Eastern Cutlery knives, I've never witnessed a 15 drop that I know of. And I'm kind of glad that I got one. I don't think I've ever, I didn't get this on a drop, of course, but I got it early enough to where they're not outrageous. All the older 15s are pretty much outrageous, especially these. If I was blessed enough to have this as a gift, I did not buy this, but if I were to buy that, it would have been a crazy price for that. So again, thank you very much for gifting me that. His name is Immaterial Turtle on Instagram if you want to go follow him. He gifted me this, and that's also the feller that told me about the steel liners. But if you enjoyed this video, go ahead and like the video, go ahead and comment, go ahead and subscribe, and we'll see y'all next time. Peace.